At exactly 12:03 a.m., a prison guard shined his flashlight into cell B-17 and felt his blood run cold. The inmate who should have been there, the most heavily monitored prisoner in the entire facility, was gone. Not transferred, not in the shower, not in medical. Gone. The figure lying beneath the blanket looked real enough from a distance, but when the guard pulled back the covers, he found nothing but folded clothing, books, and towels arranged to resemble a sleeping man. For a moment, nobody moved. Then the alarm sounded. A deafening siren echoed through the concrete corridors of Blackstone Federal Penitentiary. Steel doors slammed shut. Searchlights ignited across the prison yard. Armed response teams rushed from their stations. Surveillance operators frantically switched between camera feeds. Every inmate was ordered back to his cell. Every entrance and exit was locked down. Within minutes, the entire facility was in emergency mode. But there was one terrifying problem. No breach had been detected. No perimeter alarms had been triggered. No fence sensors had activated. No cameras showed anyone leaving. It was as if the prisoner had vanished into thin air. And the missing inmate wasn't just any prisoner. His name was Marcus Kane, a convicted murderer, a criminal mastermind, a man authorities had spent nearly a decade trying to catch. And now, somehow, he was free. The mystery would soon become one of the most shocking prison escape investigations in modern history. Because as investigators would discover, Marcus Kane hadn't escaped overnight. He had been planning his disappearance for years. And by the time anyone realized what was happening, it was already too late. The story of Marcus Kane began long before Blackstone Prison, long before the manhunt, long before the tunnel, before becoming one of the country's most feared criminals. Kane had appeared ordinary. Neighbors described him as polite. Employers called him reliable. Friends said he rarely lost his temper. Authorities would later claim that Kane's criminal empire began with small theft operations that gradually evolved into organized robberies. Unlike many criminals, Kane avoided attention. He studied police procedures. He analyzed security systems. He learned how investigators worked. Most importantly, he learned patience. While others acted impulsively, Kane spent months preparing. That patience made him dangerous. Over the years, a series of violent robberies occurred across several states. Security footage repeatedly showed masked individuals carrying out highly coordinated operations. Witnesses described military-like precision. The criminals always seemed to know exactly where security weaknesses existed. Money disappeared. Evidence vanished. And anyone who threatened the organization often became a target. Raids occurred across multiple locations. Several members were arrested. Documents were seized. Phone records were analyzed. Eventually, the evidence pointed directly to Marcus Kane. His arrest made national headlines. The trial lasted months. Prosecutors described him as the architect of a sophisticated criminal network responsible for numerous violent crimes. Witnesses testified. Former associates cooperated. Financial records connected him to illegal operations stretching back years. When the verdict was announced, the courtroom fell silent. Guilty. The judge sentenced Marcus Kane to life imprisonment without parole. For many families, justice had finally arrived. They believed Kane would spend the rest of his life behind bars. They were wrong. To ensure he never escaped, authorities transferred Kane to Blackstone Federal Penitentiary. Blackstone was designed to hold inmates considered escape risks. The prison sat in an isolated valley surrounded by thick forests and steep terrain. Multiple layers of fencing surrounded the complex. Motion sensors monitored movement. Thermal cameras watched the perimeter day and night. Guard towers overlooked every section of the facility. Inside, every hallway contained surveillance cameras. Every movement was documented. Every visitor was screened. Every package was inspected. Security experts often refer to Blackstone as escape-proof. That reputation would eventually become its greatest weakness. The people responsible for security believed the prison could not be defeated. Marcus Kane believed otherwise. Unlike other inmates who spent their days complaining, fighting, or serving time, Kane observed. He watched. He listened. He learned. Every guard rotation, every maintenance schedule, every security inspection, every blind spot, every weakness. For years, he said very little. He caused no trouble. He avoided disciplinary actions. He earned a reputation as a model prisoner. Guards trusted him. Administrators praised his behavior. No one realized that Kane was conducting a long-term study of the prison itself. And slowly, piece by piece, he began assembling an escape plan. The first stage involved gaining access to information. Kane volunteered for maintenance assignments whenever possible. The position allowed him to move through parts of the prison most inmates never saw: utility rooms, storage areas, service corridors, repair locations. While performing routine tasks, Kane memorized layouts. He studied infrastructure. He paid special attention to old construction plans. During one maintenance assignment, he discovered something intriguing. Beneath portions of the prison existed a network of abandoned utility tunnels dating back decades. Officially, these tunnels had been sealed. Officially, they were inaccessible. Officially, they posed no security risk. But official records were wrong. One section remained connected to the prison's underground infrastructure. For most people, the discovery meant nothing. For Marcus Kane, it changed everything. Investigators later believed this was the moment the escape truly began. Over the following years, strange incidents occurred throughout Blackstone. Tools occasionally disappeared. Inspection reports contained unexplained errors. Certain maintenance logs went missing. At the time, none of these events appeared significant. Only later would investigators connect them to Kane's operation. Meanwhile, Kane continued building relationships, not with inmates, with employees. He learned which guards had financial problems, which workers were struggling with debt, which staff members felt underappreciated, which individuals could potentially be manipulated. One employee attracted particular attention: maintenance supervisor Daniel Mercer. Mercer had worked at Blackstone for years. He understood the prison's infrastructure better than almost anyone. Financial records would later reveal growing personal debts, credit problems, missed payments, increasing pressure. The perfect target. Exactly how Kane approached Mercer remains uncertain. Some investigators believe communication occurred through coded maintenance requests. Others suspect intermediaries outside the prison made contact first. What is known is that Mercer eventually became involved. And once that happened, the prison security began to fail from within. Construction materials started reaching restricted areas. Inspection schedules were altered. Questions went unanswered. Small security violations were ignored. The conspiracy had begun. Months turned into years. Deep beneath Blackstone, work continued. Concrete was chipped away. Passages were expanded. Tools were hidden. Evidence was concealed. Every step carried enormous risk. Discovery would have ended everything. Yet, somehow the operation remained invisible. Several inmates later reported hearing unusual noises during late-night hours. Scraping sounds, metal impacts, distant vibrations. Complaints were filed. Staff dismissed them. Prisons were noisy places. The reports disappeared into paperwork. No investigation followed. That failure would later become infamous. By the time authorities recognized the warning signs, the tunnel was nearly complete. Then came the night of the escape. Investigators believe Kane waited months for ideal conditions: a reduced maintenance crew, specific guard assignments, predictable security routines. Everything needed to align perfectly. Finally, it did. Sometime after evening lockdown, Kane entered a concealed opening hidden behind furniture inside a cell. The fake body remained beneath the blanket. From a distance, guards would assume he was sleeping. The deception bought valuable time. Kane descended into darkness. For hours, he moved through narrow underground passages. Some sections required crawling. Others were partially flooded. Several areas were unstable and dangerous. One collapse could have buried him alive, yet he continued. The route eventually connected to abandoned utility corridors, extending beyond the prison's perimeter. For the first time in years, no bars separated him from freedom. Shortly before midnight, Marcus Kane emerged outside Blackstone Federal Penitentiary. No alarm sounded. No guard saw him. No cameras detected him. One of the country's most secure prisons had just been defeated. When morning arrived and guards discovered the empty cell, panic spread instantly. Emergency teams searched every inch of the facility. Nothing. Then investigators found the hidden shaft beneath Kane's cell. The discovery stunned everyone. The tunnel seemed impossible. Yet there it was. Real. Forensic teams entered the passage. What they found shocked them even more. The tunnel extended hundreds of feet. Ventilation systems had been improvised. Support structures reinforced weak sections. Tools had been carefully hidden throughout the route. As investigators dug deeper, evidence pointed toward inside help. Financial auditors examined employee records. Phone logs were analyzed. Surveillance footage was reviewed. Then investigators discovered unusual deposits linked to Daniel Mercer. Thousands of dollars had entered his accounts over time. Further examination revealed communications between individuals connected to Kane's criminal associates and people within the prison system. The conspiracy was larger than anyone imagined. Mercer was arrested. Several additional employees were suspended. Interrogations continued for weeks. Each interview uncovered another piece of the puzzle. The prison had not been defeated by force. It had been defeated by corruption. Meanwhile, Marcus Kane remained missing. Weeks passed, then months. Sightings emerged from every corner of the country. Most proved false. Yet fear continued growing. Families connected to Kane's original crimes worried constantly. Witnesses requested protection. Former investigators altered routines. Nobody knew where Kane was or what he planned to do next. Then a breakthrough arrived. A security camera at a remote gas station captured a man resembling Kane purchasing supplies. The image was blurry, but investigators noticed a distinctive scar. The lead triggered a new phase of the manhunt. Agents tracked purchases, examined travel routes, analyzed surveillance footage. Eventually, the trail led to an abandoned hunting cabin hidden deep within remote woodland. Inside, authorities found evidence that chilled them. Cash, maps, weapons, false identification documents, communication equipment, food supplies. The cabin had clearly been prepared long before the escape. This wasn't a hideout created after Kane fled. It was part of the plan from the beginning. Investigators now understood the truth. The tunnel was only one piece of a much larger operation. Someone outside prison walls had been preparing for Kane's freedom for years. The search intensified. Agents monitored known associates. Phones were tracked. Properties were watched. Informants were contacted. Then came the tip. A trusted source reported that Kane intended to leave the country within days. Authorities moved immediately. Shortly before dawn, tactical teams surrounded an isolated farmhouse near the border. Floodlights illuminated the darkness. Officers took positions. Weapons were ready. A loudspeaker ordered everyone inside to surrender. Minutes passed. Silence. Then the front door opened. A lone figure stepped outside. Marcus Kane. After 8 months as one of the most wanted fugitives in the nation, the escape was finally over. He surrendered without resistance. The arrest ended the manhunt, but not the investigation. In the months that followed, multiple individuals faced criminal charges. Corrupt employees were prosecuted. Security officials lost their positions. Blackstone Federal Penitentiary underwent massive reforms. Entire security systems were redesigned. Tunnel access points were permanently sealed. Inspection procedures changed nationwide. Yet some mysteries remained. Investigators never identified every person involved. Questions linger about how much outside support Kane truly received. Some believed hidden accomplices escaped detection. Others suspected additional conspirators remained silent. What nobody disputed was the scale of the deception. Marcus Kane had spent years studying a prison that believed itself impossible to escape. He exploited complacency. He exploited trust. And he exploited weaknesses hidden in plain sight. The tunnel was sealed. The conspirators were punished. And Marcus Kane returned to a prison cell designed specifically for inmates who had already proven they could escape. But the story continues to serve as a warning, because the most dangerous prison escapes are not driven by strength. They are driven by patience, by planning, by manipulation, and by a single terrifying idea that somewhere, behind walls everyone believes are impenetrable, another prisoner may already be preparing the impossible,